Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Hello, everyone. This is Kelly. Thank you so much for being here today. I love sitting here with you. I think I've shared before about what my imaginary podcast space that I share with you looks like, but I'll tell you again. It's a small room and it has two white overstuffed chairs with a little table in between that we can set our coffees on. And it has a really fluffy white rug, and there's a candle burning and a little fireplace in there to keep us nice and cozy. And we just like to come in and we take our shoes off, and we might have a blanket that we wrap up to, and we curl our legs up underneath our bodies, and we sit and we talk with each other. That's where I'm envisioning being with you right now. So thanks for being here with me today. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about black and white. Unless you've been under a rock, you know that, especially in America right now, the political scene is not pretty, and it's very divisive right now. And I feel that what I see a lot of is this just very black and white, right or wrong, this or that way of thinking. And it reminded me of a topic that I sit with a lot. And that is the idea of, how do we love ourselves now? How do we practice self-love for who we are in this very moment, and want something different at the same time? Now, if we're in a black and white thinking mode, you can't have both of those things. So I want to talk about how to shift your thinking to a new way, a new paradigm, where we accept the duality of that question, meaning both things can happen at the same time. Are you with me? So the duality of self-love and transformation. You know, self-love really comes from a place of being in the moment, of being present, of being here, of honoring not what we're doing, but who we are. And when we just stop for 1 minute and we take in all of that, we can love ourselves fully and beautifully and well. And that kind of self-love, to do it in more than just a moment, takes practice. It becomes a habit, really, a habit of loving yourself over and over and over. So what happens when you want more? What happens when you want something different? What happens when you have a desire that is not what you currently have? I think this is such a fascinating question, because we all want things, right? And right before I started recording tonight, I just wanted to focus and center a little bit. And so I pulled one of my Danielle Laporte Truth Bomb cards. And the first one that I pulled out said this: look your desire in the eye. You are allowed to want what you want. Nobody can tell you that you are not allowed to want something. Your desire is true, and your desire is real, and you are allowed to want that, no matter what it is. Now, oftentimes our desires are rooted in what we have been taught to want. So there could be some unlearning that needs to happen. And as that unlearning happens, you change and you grow. And that's fine. But in any given moment, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. And your desire in that moment is valid and true. And you are allowed to want it. So I want to start off first by just saying that. Look your desire in the eye and honor it because it is yours. The other day, the orchestra that I work for had a silent auction, and it took place at a greenhouse. And one of the auction items was this beautiful fiddle leaf fig plant. It's actually like a tree. It's very tall, and it's an indoor plant. And I've been wanting one for a really long time. And I'm not a great plant mama. I can keep my kids alive, but plants, I'm not so great at. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've been reluctant to buy one, because they're quite an investment. But at this auction, I was able to bid on one, and I got it. I won, and I got a great deal on it. And so I brought it home, and I put it in a corner where these two windows meet up. And I'm so excited to have it in my house. And here's the thing about indoor plants. They grow. They get bigger. And eventually you have to find a new pot for them because they outgrow the container that they're in. And I like to think of transformation like that. As you grow and as you evolve, while you are loving yourself, you might need a bigger container to pour yourself into, to help you contain the bigness of your spirit and of who you are. Growing is part of life, and growing requires us to change. It requires us to transform. And so when we look at it that way, it's much easier to hold both of those ideas together at the same time. That idea that I am worthy now, and that I love myself now, and that I don't have to do anything to earn that worthiness, and I want something different. I want more. I want a bigger container to hold my ever-growing spirit. So when we accept that we can do both and, instead of requiring ourselves to choose either or, everything is more expansive. Our self-love can be more expansive because our self-love is growing and changing with us. Our desires can be more expansive because our desires don't have to fit inside the container that we're living in now. So often when people want something, they measure it to the life they're living now. And that is so limiting. What if you could fit whatever you wanted in the life that you had? What if you could get repotted over and over and over in a bigger container? I want you to know that that is possible for you. And what is required is to hold both of these thoughts at the same time. You are wonderful just the way you are. And you can grow, and you can change, and you can want something different, and you can want more. When we hold the duality of that together, that is when we really are open to change. And it's a loving transformation. It's full of grace. It does not require perfection. It allows us to grow into the beliefs that we are creating day after day through the things that we do. I want to leave you with this. You get to decide. You get to decide how you love yourself, and you get to decide what you want, and you get to decide how you grow. What will you choose? Will you choose only one of those things? Because you can choose just one. You can choose to grow and grow and grow and not love yourself. And that is the cycle of the chronic overachiever and perfectionist. You can choose to love yourself and never grow. And that doesn't feel that great either. I mean, loving yourself always feels good, but growth is part of our journey. That the desires we have are there for a reason. So I want to encourage you to be both and with these things. Love yourself where you are now and allow yourself to want more. Before I wrap up for the day, I want to remind you that I'm running my September Refresh and Reconnect sessions. They're called R&R sessions for a reason. And these are 30-minute one-on-one sessions with me to help you refresh your habits to support the desires that you have. Because you love yourself enough to want a bigger container and to do the work to make that transition, to make that transformation. If you're interested in signing up for those, you can book in at kellycovert.com/refresh. Also, I will be having a September Habits workshop this month, and I'd love for you to join me. I'm still working on the date, but it's looking like it's going to be Sunday, September 27th at some point in the evening. And if this is something that you want to get in on right away, you can go to kellycovert.com/habits and sign up for the waiting list, and you will be the first to know when registration opens. And both of these things, these offerings, these R&R session, as well as the habits workshop, this is part of that work of holding self-love in one hand and a desire for change in the other. This is how we do it. This is the work. So I invite you to join me for one or both of those. And more importantly, I want to remind you, we need you. We need you being you. We need you loving yourself. We need you giving yourself permission to want what you want and to change and to grow and to transform. You are worthy.